Thanks, Vijay. So yes, very good morning to all of you. Happy to see you all here on track one for the workplace session. And I really hope you find this useful as well as insightful. So yes, this is the topic for today, how we can unify our workspace and optimize collaboration using Zoho Workplace. So before I start, I'd like to understand how many of you are already familiar with Workplace. You use Workplace apps like Mail or Chat. Can you show me your hands? Yeah. Okay. Probably 50-50 crowd. Some of you are familiar. So we'll be looking at these different apps and, we will look at how work has changed in the recent days and what are the different new demands of the new workplace now. And we will look at a couple of scenarios, different industries, and how the different workplace apps helps in everyday communication and collaboration in these industries. And then, of course, a look at what's new and what's to come. I'm sure that's going to excite you. And a few numbers for you to get an idea of how well workplace is doing in the region. So, the new way of work. Of course, the way we work has been evolving slowly and steadily. But then the past year, we all know what happened, and this transformation has, sped up, and a lot of changes happened in a very short period of time. So work now is more dynamic and agile, rather than being one directional. Ideas are welcome from all directions. There's no set hierarchy. People are encouraged to come and contribute and give ideas. So that is one major change that has happened recently. And work is both remote and local. Even Zoho, for example, we have remote offices in different areas. There are people going to these offices. There are people still working from their homes. So it's a mix of both. So even your organizations, even people in your organizations could be remote right now. So that is another important change that has happened. And work also crosses boundaries. By boundaries, not only geographical boundaries of region, but also work crosses departmental boundaries. A lot of departments come together. Let's say marketing and sales come together, the developers and testers come together. So work crosses boundaries. You cannot be in a single shell and restrict your work only to that shell. So that way, work mobile phones, you're not opening your laptops. Maybe when you're traveling, you're checking your mobile phones. So it has become really mobile first now. Just a web application or just something on your laptop does not do. And work revolves around the customer. So far, it used to be that you build a product, you sell it for the customer, and that is how the cycle is. Now, the customer is more involved, even at the beginning of the product development. You ask feedback from your customers, you give early access to them. You want to know how they perceive the product, and you want to know what kind of product they need. So, customer is now an important part of the cycle. So now the need is not just a collaboration platform, but rather an environment where you feel like collaboration is natural and it flows from one to the other. There should be context to your conversations. So we talk, we exchange emails, but what is the bigger goal? There's often a bigger goal, right? Often maybe a sales deal to close, maybe a marketing campaign to run. It should feel continuous. You shouldn't feel like you're switching between different apps and having a headache. So you should have the continuity to the kind of work you're doing. And doing all this should be convenient, easy, like a breeze, not having to worry about figuring everything out. And of course, there should be a collaborative element to all of this. Teams should be able to work together. So these four C's is what I'll be concentrating on throughout this session, be it context, your convenience, continuity, and collaboration. That is why we have Zoho Workplace, a single integrated platform where you have everything right on top, right from mail to your messaging to folders to storage to forums. Everything is here in one place, and this is how the dashboard looks, kind of where all of it comes together. And we'll be looking at more of it in the coming slides. So these are the apps in Workplace. So we have 8 apps right now. So these are they. And let me ask you a question as to How many are familiar with all of these apps and probably uses it at least once? Of course, our partners. Yes. A lot of hands up. That's nice. So we will look from a very use case based approach as to how these apps come into play and how it gives you better context, continuity, convenience, and collaboration. So bringing context to work. Like I said, talking or emailing and chatting, sending messages, it doesn't end there. There's a bigger goal. Often, a business process is happening, or you always have a goal towards which you are working, right? So you need to have context from other business applications so as to be able to collaborate and communicate effectively. So this is achieved by having tight integrations with other Zoho applications as well as third-party applications. And of course, with so much data that we're handling, all of this should be available in a central place so that we don't have to, worry about where is what. And then, of course, the workflows have to be automated so that you don't spend too much time figuring out what comes after what. So here are a few examples of how that happens within Workplace. This, for example, is an integration of CRM within email. Let's say I receive an email from a prospect or a lead, and I want to know more information about this person before I reply to this person. I don't have to go to CRM to do that. I can just pull up the CRM integration right here from the e-widget, and it automatically loads the sender's email ID, and I'll be able to see, okay, I already have tasks related to this person. I have a meeting with this person. This gives context to the email conversation that I'm having. This doesn't stop with Zoho integrations. Here are examples of how Zoho apps are available in other third-party apps. For example, Zoho Meetings plugin is available both in Outlook and Microsoft Teams. So in case you still prefer to have your email on Microsoft or Outlook, you can still use Zoho Meetings capabilities within it. So this way, Zoho plays very well with third-party applications as well. And centralized storage, like I was talking about, a lot of data to handle. Everything centralized and available in one place. We have team folders, you can name them for different purposes, different needs, and they're all available here in one place. When talking about automated workflows, your software should be able to guess what is next. Okay, you're working on a document. What could be the next possible steps? You may want to, send it for signing. You may have to merge it and email it to your customers. Your software should be able to guess that. Here's an example of how a sign workflow is set inside Zoho Writer. So when you're done with the document, you can automatically send it out for signing, specify a few email addresses, so you don't have to leave your document at all. Another example is how this works inside email as well. You have an attachment, which is a document that has to be signed. You can start your signing process within email itself. So workflows are automated within Workplace. You don't have to switch anywhere. Next, let's talk about continuity. There are a lot of apps that we're using. We're using email, we're using your office apps. You may have to switch from one to the other, but even when you do that, there should be a sense of continuity. So where do I go from here? There should be a good flow of it. That's what we mean by continuity. And we should be able to pull information from these different apps and also send information to these apps smoothly. And not every time, internet is not great every time, right? We may be traveling or there could be issues, intermittent issues. So the offline mode is very, very essential these days, especially when you're creating documents or even checking to the work that you're doing. Here's an example. So let's say our team is working on a lot of documents and it's all centralized. We talked about centralized storage. It's all centralized and available. But then when writing an email, I don't have to go and search for the document in the centralized storage. Right from here, right from work drive within email and attach it, and I'm good to go. It works the other way around too. When I receive an attachment, I can just say add to work drive. There's no downloading, uploading again, no such hassles at all. Another example is how you can see the yellow icons on the left, right? So these are drafts. I started out on my mobile phone, so the messages I typed and did not send are available as drafts here. So when I switch from mobile to desktop or from desktop to mobile, these drafts are available. I can just pick off right where I left. I don't have to do it all over again. Next, convenience. It's not just about having all the tools, it should be convenient. You should enjoy using it. We don't want to have everything at a cheap price and then have a hard time navigating it, right? It has to be convenient. It should encourage you to log into it every day. So we have unified all the different modes of communication. So how does a brain work? Sometimes we are writing an email, and maybe in the middle of it we think, okay, let me just chat about it. Why write an email? Or you may want to have a meeting about it. So we want to switch from one to the other certain times. So that should be available. That kind of convenience should be available within the software, and meaningful next steps should be built in. Like I already said, your software should be able to guess what comes next. How can I help this person finish his or her job faster? So that is where the convenience angle comes in. And also, that is where the AI angle comes in. As you all know, we have Zia, Zoho's AI assistant. So Zia is an important part of workplace as well. So that there are different ways in which Zia speeds up your processes, speeds up your creation, or helps you be organized more, and all of that. Let us look at a few examples. So this is the click interface within Workplace. If you can see, all the different modes of communications are available in one place. There's a chat communication going on. There are messages being sent. There are images being sent. There are reactions. It's very interactive. And then from right here, you can even share images, annotate them, or start calls. So much that you can do within the context of the group conversation. So this is about unifying the different modes of communication in one place. And meaningful next steps are built in. Here's an example. Looks like I have included the phrase ASAP, as soon as possible, in my email. So automatically, what Zoho Mail does is, looks like you have included it. Do you want to set a reminder? The software thinks the way we humans think, and it kind of helps us keep a tab on the things we're doing. And sometimes we are forgetful, and the software reminds us that, okay, do you want to do this? So this is what we mean by convenience. And also, with work being more remote these days and a combination hybrid work, we have the remote work module. There's the live feed. You can see who is at work, who is away, your employee availability, which co-worker to contact, and all of that. So there's easy accessibility to some of the often used tools, and easy accessibility to your co-workers as well. AI-powered smart actions. Here are a few examples. In a Word document, you can just write away and let Zia give you a score. My score here is 51, which means my document is fairly difficult. So if I feel like I'm not writing it for that purpose, if I want it to be simpler, then I can tone it down. This is just an example. There are other suggestions as well, like it tells you that there are spelling errors, there are grammatical errors. A lot of these suggestions Zia gives you intelligently, so that the work you create, the final product, is much, much better than the one you started with. And you have this within Zoho Sheet as well, spreadsheet. So I don't know about you, but I really am not a spreadsheet person, looking at rows after row of data, not able to digest information. So this is where Zia comes in handy for me personally. So what Zia does is, it goes through all this information and comes up with graphs and charts and tables. So you don't have to go through the entire sheet to be able to come to a conclusion, or to be able to understand what's going on in the sheet. So this is very, very helpful for people who don't want to spend too much time crunching numbers. And this is another example of Zia in events. So when I create an event, what I can do is I can just choose to include Zia in my event, just like another participant. What she does is, she will create a group conversation with all of the participants automatically. And this group will have updates. Your meeting is about to start in 15 minutes. So in case I change the location, Zia will update the group. Hey folks, looks like it's a different location. So the things that I have to do manually, now Zia takes over. All I have to do is set up the process, and Zia will take over the event and be a great event manager. So these are some ways in which AI speeds up my work. Now, talking about team collaboration. So we just don't want a tool to collaborate with each other, but what we really want is rather collaboration being built into all of the different tools. Okay, am I working on an email? Then I should be able to chat with my colleague, or I should be able to collaborate. So am I working on a document? I should be able to pull up some other information right within the document. So these are some example of how we should foster team collaboration rather than force team collaboration. So if you look at this here, it's a writer document, people are commenting, and it's not even like I have to make everything public. I can choose who can see my comment. I can leave this comment for a particular person, or I can leave it for all collaborators of the document. So the choice is mine. And there's also version control and audit trail. So one problem or one worry we could have is when so many people are working on documents, some of them sitting close to you in your office, some of them being remote, you could be worried that maybe there are different versions and there are problems. But here in WorkDrive, we have perfect version control and audit trail. So you know who is doing what, who has made what changes, and you can revert back to an older version if necessary. And like I said, collaboration is not available in a single app, but rather built into all of the apps within Workplace. And these are some examples. We have something called email sharing. So instead of forwarding emails, you can share emails. You can tag somebody and say, hey, I received this email. What do you think about it? That's one way we built collaboration into email. And then we have social media style posts and comments and likes. So this encourages people to come and communicate, to exchange ideas, to tell them to tell others what they think about this. And there are chat options in almost everything. If you're in the middle of the meeting, you can still chat. You're in the middle of an email, you can still chat. So chat is available in almost all products of Workplace to foster better team collaboration. So now I want to ask you the question. I have a couple of scenarios to take as examples and walk you through how, Workplace can help through a small process as an example. So here are two that I have. So I'd like to ask from the audience which one you would like me to consider for our discussion today. Do you want to look at, so the first one is about a customer advisory council. It deals more with internal and external communications, how you can manage both. The next is about a construction project and what different collaboration needs would be there in that specific project. So I can skip to the one you want. So which one would you like for me to take? The second one, I have votes for construction. Anybody else with different answers or, you know? The second one, the first one. Okay, we are now equal. We need to figure out the majority votes. You can just shout it out, and whichever word I hear the most is what I'll go with. The first one. Anybody wanting to revive the second one? All right, we'll go with the first one. And of course, the presentations will be shared with you. You can always get back and view. All right. So establishing a customer advisory council means that you bring in customers into your business process. You want to have their feedback. You want to hear from them. And throughout the process, you want to involve them. Now, this is tricky because internal collaboration is fine. You have all your employees probably in a chat group. Probably you have email aliases for all of them. That's fine. But when you want to bring external people inside, that's a little tricky. So how do we handle that is one example of what we're going to look at. So these are going to be some of the most important needs when you need to communicate or collaborate with customers and set up a council for them. You will have to store and share documents periodically, and then you will have to meet and discuss and keep them engaged throughout the process. There's formal communication, there's informal communication. For sometimes formal work, sometimes it's nice to go informal, make them feel a little bit friendly. And of course, you have to plan your course of action. Your business could be different. Each business has different needs, right? So you have to plan based on the needs of your business. And then the most important part, you have to get feedback from all of these customers. This is like one example cycle of how it could be. So the first important thing, we have to invite customers to the council. So we can start with formal communication for this. So formal communication, of course, what would we choose to formally communicate? What's the preferred tool for formal communication? Email, of course, email. And, I like asking this question most of my sessions. Do you think email is dead? No? Yeah. This question has been around for a long time now, like for many years, which says that, it's not dead yet. Otherwise, the question would have been answered, done, and dusted, right? So email is not dead, but it has to evolve. It has to become better. That's the point. So you can invite customers by sending them a formal email, add them to the group, and just say, hey, we would like to start a council. Come and join with us. So this is going to be my first introductory email to welcome my clients. And then These people are going to be from different regions. I'm not going to deal with a single geography. For example, I'm from India and I'm here in Egypt, not even knowing the local language. So, which is fine here. We have translators and all that. But when somebody sends me an email in a different language, I would want to translate. So, what you see here is an in house translation engine built entirely by Zoho. No third party. Your data is not going anywhere. So, this engine translates the email for me. For example, here it's in Spanish, and now I'm able to read the email in English. And I can, type my reply, translate it, and send it back to them in their native language. So this way, I'm able to communicate with people from different geographies. Once I have invited them over, it's important to have a first meeting. So I schedule this meeting with them. I don't have to again jump to Zoho meeting at all. I'm here typing my email. And if you see on the right, I have a meeting icon. So this is what convenience is all about. Right from here, I can just click on this icon and schedule a meeting right away. So when I'm in one place, I finish two tasks. And then I have to understand my customers and plan the program. So, like I said, the CRM integration comes into play. Who are these different people that's in my council? How far have I interacted with them? And how well do they know my product, or how well do they know my business? So this is where CRM comes in, and it is well integrated within Workplace. So I can just use their email addresses to look up information and then email them personally based on the information I get. Also, we have integration with other Zoho projects for products, for example, projects. So when I'm interacting with these customers, I'll have a lot of tasks that I have to complete. So maybe my team tracks all these tasks in Zoho projects. So again, this is also well integrated within Workplace. So right from Workplace, I can pull up Zoho projects, add new tasks, or even look at the existing tasks that I have. Now, going to informal communication. We've established connection, people are joining in, so now it's time to informally communicate with them. So that is where chat channels come into play. So in Click, we have external chat channels. They don't have to be a member in your organization. You can invite them, create a chat channel, and discuss with them. And there are different options. Like I said, you can have polls, you can have interactive smileys, reactions, images, to keep them all involved and engaged. So now we need a centralized file repository, which is where our work drive comes into play to manage all the documents that we will be sending it to them. So here I have a team folder called CAC, where I will put in all documents and I will give external share access so that these files are shared with them. So now again, after a period of time, I may want to email them again, right? So let's see what happens. So now when I email the same set of people, you can see how smartly, after I type a couple of email IDs, there are suggestions for more email IDs to add. So this is where the AI part of it, the convenience part of it comes into play. I don't have to manually do everything at all. I can just make use of these suggestions to speed up my work within Mail. And then again, to attach and send my files and folders that are available in OneDrive, I don't have to switch to the OneDrive tab at all. I can simply attach from right here. And now for future discussions. We've had a formal discussion, we've had an informal chat discussion, but we need a place to exchange ideas, for customers to come in and say what their feedback is, right? So that is where external forums come into play. So this is available in a product called Connect. So we have set up an external group, added all our customers to it, and of course the internal members that are part of the group. And we encourage them to share ideas. There are posts like announcements, there are questions that can be asked, there are polls. So all of these interactions happen within Connect. So this is the construction industry, which I'll be skipping for now. But of course, when you have the presentation, you'll be able to look at it. So yeah, I'd like to anyway stress on this. So when you talk about construction, your workers are going to be on site. They're not always going to have internet connection. They're not always going to have a laptop. This is where mobile is very, very essential in construction industry. For want of time, I may not be able to go through the entire scenario, but this is important. So all of apps, be it mail or chat or files or even documents, they're all available on mobile. So from wherever they are, they'll be able to look at the plan, they'll be able to communicate the progress, and everything happens from their mobile phone. And not just that, there's also offline access for files. So in case they're in a place, in a remote place where they're not able to get internet, they can still take a look at all of these files. So that's how it comes in handy. So I'll skip a few of this and I'll go jump right into recent updates. So some of you already use Workplace, so you should be curious as to what we have recently added. So here are some recent updates which I think will interest you. We have a revamped calendar. So we made the calendar interface much better, and we included or integrated all of the app calendars within this. If you see on the left, you see personal calendars, you see app calendars, a lot is going on. So you can bring in your personal calendars inside, you can bring in probably CRM calendars, recruit calendars, all of this inside, and manage all your schedules from a single place. This also comes with a resource booking feature. Let's say you're going back to office, you will need an office room, you want to have a meeting, and you can book the rooms right here. You can let your colleagues know, okay, room number 101 is not available from this time to that. Or you can book other resources also, like a mic or a podium, whatever you could use for an event or a meeting, you can book these right here within the calendar. And we have added more power to administrators. So administrators who manage company accounts, who are looking at all of these emails, configuration. So we've made it easier for them to be able to understand how the email traffic is, what is the license usage, what is the size of the emails that are coming in, and how much of the storage have people consumed. All of these are available as easier graphs and charts for the administrators to look at. And in WorkDrive, in the file storage, there's an option called wipe and disconnect all devices. This gives more power to the admin in the sense that if they don't want people to access this particular file system from different devices, they can disconnect these devices. Let's say there is a security concern and you don't want them to continue accessing it. So all this is available here in wipe and disconnect all devices. And these are just examples and recent updates. There are many, many more privacy and security controls that are available. And the Office capabilities have also improved. We have added new mobile apps for some of our Office applications like Zoho Sheet, and Writer is always improving. There are richer editing tools that are coming in for document creation. And there's now audio and video support for presentations and also support for advanced file properties within Zoho WorkDrive. And when it comes to communication, email also, we now have something called email snooze if you want to snooze your emails and check them later. And there are better character recognition within chat, and this integration with telephony systems so that you can use your existing telephony system within Zoho Click. So these are some enhancements when it comes to business communication. And within Click, within chat, we introduce something called threads. So let's say you have a lot of people in the group and not all conversation is relevant to everyone. So you can group conversations as threads. You're talking about something, group it as a thread. You're moving on to the next topic, it could be a different thread. So people can only check what they are interested in. Meetings, of course. It's been highly demanding. A lot of people are getting on meetings. A lot of people are having virtual discussions. So we made sure Zoho Meeting also keeps improving with better bandwidth optimization, better controls and better privacy as well. So this is the Zia search within Workplace. You all know the capabilities of Zia search. Maybe they talked about it yesterday. So this is available within Workplace as well. So one place where you can search for it all. And all of this, whatever we discuss, the capabilities of Workplace, along with Zia Search, is available in an integrated mobile app. We did not have this last year, but we have it now. We integrated all of it as one single mobile app. You can check on your Android store or iPhone's app Play Store, and you will find this app. You just have to download one app, and you will be able to go to these different applications and even search for your documents or emails or chat just from one place in one application. Now, talking about moving to Workplace, probably you are on a different system, a legacy system, maybe one of the two bigger competitions of Google or Microsoft, And one of the things that you would be worried about, moving is, will I lose something? Will it be difficult for me to adapt? So this is why we made sure we follow some of the industry terms and don't change it within workplace. We have a comprehensive transition guide for people who want to switch and also help with migration every step of the way. About our anti-spam policies, when it comes to emails and business emails especially, it's very important to keep spam away, and it's very important for security and privacy of your emails. So we tied up with a third-party tool and asked them to evaluate our email system to see where we stand. So this is a certification tool, and these are the rates that they found. And it comes to a final score of 99.14. I'd have to tell you that this is confidential. You cannot disclose it yet. We will publish it, but we have a 99.14 score, which tells you the kind of seriousness Zoho has when it comes to privacy and security. So moving to workplace, here's the trend. We have seen around more than 1,000 organizations moving from Google every month, and around 500 organizations moving from Microsoft. So this shows that people really are okay with moving, and we find Zoho Workplace very useful. In case you don't want to completely move, there's something called coexistence, where you can keep half your email accounts on some other provider and half on Zoho. So we provide that as well. This applies to everything else, even files. There are plugins you can use with your third-party applications. We have something called the flexible pricing, the mix and match plan. Can I have some water, please? So this is where you can mix and match different pricing plans. And there's no user cap on each plan. Like, you can have any number of users on each plan. And there's no restriction. So let's say there are people in your organization who only want to have mail. Then they can be onboarded on the mail plan. Let's say there are people who want to have the entire suite. Then you can onboard them to the professional plan. So this way, you can onboard different people on different plans. So these are what is coming up, so quite exciting, and I'm sure one of them will excite you a lot. We are working on deeper integrations. For example, as you can see, what's happening here is, all I'm doing is going to the workplace dashboard and using the copy feature to copy and paste an attachment into Click directly. Nothing else, just copy paste. Moving your file is as easy as that. We are working on integrations as deep as that. And then we are coming up with something called split screens, where you can say have your email and Click or your chat next to each other, side by side. You can work on an email and then probably chat on the side. No need to switch tabs, all happening from one place. There's also something called the integrated tasks that is coming up. So this is a new revamped interface, of course. We're bringing in tasks from all Zoho applications, from mail, from projects, from Connect, all available in a single place, so that whatever the task management system you use, you can view them all from here and manage them all from here. And also, there's a desktop app that is coming up, both for Mac and Windows. I'll show you a preview of the Windows one for now. So this becomes your entire workplace on your desktop. So your email, your Connect discussions, your chat messages, they're all available on the desktop. This is powerful because we know a lot of organizations still prefer to work from the desktop and not from the browser. So everything you do on the web, it comes on the desktop app. As you can see, as intuitive as the web browser itself. There are emails, there are chat messages. You can start calls from here. Everything happens in this desktop app. This is just a preview, and we are working on the alpha version for now. We will be moving to beta soon, and very soon will be available for all of our users. So just a preview, I'd like to stop and let you view all of it. So this is the integrated task I was talking about. As you can see, you can manage it all from the desktop. There are nodes. So if you notice, there's no difference at all from how the experience is on the web. So it's almost the same thing, but on the desktop for you. It's as powerful as that. Integrations too are available as widget. As you can see, the CRM, integration, projects, everything is right here. So yes, this is a preview, just a preview, and this is where it stands right now. And I can ensure you that this is improving. Even now it is in a very good form, but it keeps improving, and we'll have this out probably in 4 to 6 months from now. So these are the big updates we have. We are integrating with the MDM systems to control access. Administrators can now control what devices people are accessing workplace from. And there are also something called security and compliance scores that are coming up. So you'll be able to see how well your MX pointing or how well everything is done within your email system. So you'll see the score and then you'll want to, better your score. So these are what are coming up. And then we have an exclusive edition for families coming up. So this is new. We have all been business focused all these years, but we want to enable families to have an email, to have file storage. So we have an exclusive edition coming up for them with focus on storing files with a lot more storage because they'll have photos and whatnot, and with a vault system to manage their passwords. And of course, RTL for mail. So this, I know, is very important for this region especially because you would be communicating in Arabic. Last time we promised the Arabic language support, which is available. Now the RTL support is also going to be available in probably a month's time. So this is great for this region, I believe, where you'll be able to see the interface itself, RTL, not just the language. So these are some numbers. We have a total of 3.5 million organizations on Workplace, Trusting Workplace, and these are our top verticals. And we are spread across 150 countries when it comes to our customer depth. This is the growth in Egypt. As you can see, the past 3 years has been great for us. 2018, I believe, is where the country was actually looking to digitally transform. As you can see, there's 154% growth, and then we maintained it with the 80% growth. And this year we continue to grow, even though it's not over yet. So this shows how the country is receiving us and how the customers in this country are also, inclined to workplace. These are a few of our top customers from this region, spread across different industries. Sorry, I'm having a bad throat today. This shows how a lot of different industries come together and use. There's IT solutions, there's pharma, there's even manufacturing. So all of these different industries trust and use Workplace. So thank you for now. I will stop here for a few questions. There's even a more detailed demo that is coming up where I can show you live as to how the product is, and some of the things we discussed in the form of screenshots you'll be able to see live. We'll break before that. We'll have a small, game before that. But if there are any questions that you'd like me to answer before the demo, I'll be happy to take them. Any questions at all? Yeah. Is there a mic we can hand over to him?
For this session.
Thank you.
Arabic support in email if you have any attachment as a Word or documents in Arabic.
Okay.
The Arabic viewer is not working proper. Still,
Okay.
the viewer in Arabic is not working.
Okay.
Also, the search in Arabic is not working proper. It have also some problem in click.
Okay.
If someone dial to you, and you are already in the email, nothing comes to your screen. You have to open click to see this one.
Okay.
But everything is very great and
Okay.
it's a wonderful product.
Okay.
Thank you.
Great. Thank you for acknowledging us, of course. And I agree that when it comes to Arabic support, we are not completely there. Okay, this region, this language, everything is new to us. We're getting there. For example, Creator was one of the first apps to support RTL, right? And even that was uncharted territory. It was new for us. We learned a lot of things from that. So now slowly we are moving some of our apps to support RTL. Now Mail has RTL now, and the language itself, we're understanding it better. We're understanding how the conversational Arabic works, which is new to us, right? So I do know that there are a lot of issues there. It's not there yet, which we acknowledge and accept, but we're getting there. You can see, right, us coming for events, us committing time to all this region. These are a few examples of how we're committed to this, and we will get there. And I'll take your feedback as well. We'll inspect and see what's going on there, and also about the click issue that you have. We can probably connect after the session so that I can better understand your issues and help you solve it if I can. Thank you. Yeah.
You told us we can migrate from Google or Microsoft 365. For other companies, if I have customer from Bluehost or Host, how can we migrate the emails?
Okay. So the coexistence part for Microsoft and Google, because they're the big players, we have a dedicated migration plan, and we have plans where you can configure split delivery. Doesn't mean the other plans are not supported, the other players are not supported. You can still, there is POP and IMAP access if you'd like to move your emails from there, or if you'd still like to have email there and view it on mail, we have the IMAP client now. So keep the email in whatever hosting service, and you can all view it within mail. Even if you don't want, if you want to completely migrate, we have a step-by-step migration wizard. If you probably navigate to resources under Zoho Mail, you'll find the migration wizard, which supports up to 15, 16 hosting providers, and even more. If there's a specific requirement, the support can always help you. So any email provider, any standard email provider, if you want to come to us, we are more than happy. Okay, then. We'll thank you for being very attentive on this session. But I know we all need a break. I need a break. You saw me choking and coughing. So, so we're going to, spice up the session a little bit. If you remember yesterday's game, then I think you'll be excited for today's as well. Smaller crowd, so bigger chances to win. And the man himself is again on the podium. So yes, let's get this going.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Berlin. It was a really informative session, and I'm sure for now, only one thing that is there in your head, and that is workplace. Yeah. And it's good to have it in your head, but we cannot just go workplace, workplace, workplace. I understand one particular subject only to an extent. So that's why I'm here again to probably entertain you with the activity that we're going to have. So on a show of hands, who's attending the session for the first time today? People who didn't attend tomorrow. Can I see a show of hands? Okay, we have quite a few numbers. Right, so people who attended yesterday, they know the rules. So people who didn't attend yesterday, for them, I will have all the rules posted on the screen. I will instruct on how you will go about and play this game, right? So we are going to have a QR code on the screen, and you will have to go to kahoot.it. It's kahoot.it on your browser. This is a quiz, right? So it's a quiz where you will be asked 10 questions. So 10 question is the competitive game. But before that, we are going to have 3 questions as a test for the new people who haven't played the game yet, to understand how the game works, right? And people who played yesterday, I'm sure you guys know how to go about it. Yeah. So we have the QR code on the screen. In case you're not able to scan, just go open your browsers on your phones or your laptops and go to www.kahoot.it, right? So once everyone's in, we can start. We'll have a dedicated pin for the game, which you need to enter and start off with the game. Right. So we have 10 questions, Ashara questions, right? And you will only get Ashara seconds to answer, right? And the person who answers quickly gets more points. So remember this, the faster you answer, the more the points that you get, right? So it's only 10 questions today. Yesterday we had 20 questions. So the competition was very close until the end. And I'm sure until 17 questions, there was a different person on the leaderboard, and 18, 19, 20, someone else came and he won it, right? So the top 3 winners will get some exciting awards from Zoho. So I'm sure you guys are excited. Is everyone in? Should we start? Yalla? All right. Can we have the pin on the screen? It will come on the screen. All right. So that's the pin. Please enter 2686364. And put any nickname. If you want to put a different nickname, you can. Anything. Oh, so we see joiners. Wow, this is going fast. Yeah. Everyone seem excited for sure.
Can you just confirm if all of you are able to view it till the bottom? Once you start the game, it's going to be
Yes,
crazy.
yes. So,
So,
on the test, let's check if
Yeah.
we're all able to see.
yeah.
If we can, we'll increase the screen. Yeah. Has everyone joined? Can I get a raise? Who all have joined? Yeah, everyone's joined. I think someone's joined with my name. Someone's playing around here. Who's that? All good? Everyone's able to go in?
Can you keep?
Okay, I want Zishan to win. Whoever that is, please play well. Yeah, so should we start? Yeah? Okay, so the first three questions is just trial so that people who are new understand how the game works. Yeah? So because it is a little maybe confusing for someone who comes new because the questions are going to be displayed on the big screen. Even the answers will be on the big screen with color codes, right? In your phone, you will only get options of colors. You will not get the question, not the answer. So you see the color of the answer there and just click it on your phone. Yeah? Are you excited? Should we start? Yalla, let's go. Here we go. One. That's your first question. Only Ashra seconds. Right. Yes, so the answer is Greenland. And I see there are responses, but I see there are less responses. A few people short out with the time, right? So make sure you respond within 10 seconds. And the person who responds earlier gets more points. Please remember this. Let's have two more tests so that you all understand the game. Yeah, let's go with the second question. We are just testing it out. So there are no points for the first three questions. But you can give points to Zishan if you want. Should we go to the next question? Pinky? Okay, next question is on your screens. Yeah, so we are going to have this kind of a leaderboard as well. I'll talk about it. Only Ashra seconds. Remember that. Time's up. And the answer is false. Yeah, I'm sure even I would have given true as an answer. Who knows if they have hearts or not? Yeah. So that's the second question. Let's quickly go to the third question, and then we'll start with the competitive stuff. Yeah. We'll see who's our leaders, who are on top, who's on bottom. So you're going to see this kind of a leaderboard. So whoever after each question comes on top, yeah, is going to be the top three guys until the end. So it can get competitive. Like I said yesterday, there was a person who was on top until the 17th question, but on the 20th question, we had a new winner altogether. So don't lose hope. Play until the end. I'm sure you guys will like it. Let's finish off the test with the last question. Time's up. The answer is the Black Clan. Yeah. So now I'm very sure people who are new understood the game. Yeah. You have? Anyone has any questions? No? Should we start the competitive stuff? Should we see who's going on top, who's coming on bottom? Maybe the person who's on the bottom for the first two questions finally wins the game. It can be anything, yeah? So should we start? Oh, yeah. Can you see the options? The people at the back, are you able to see the options? No? Okay. Can we have someone help us with raising the screen up? Yeah, we want everyone to enjoy. We don't want anyone to say that we were not able to see the options, because yes, today it's just Ashara seconds. So it's just 10 seconds. Yesterday we had 20 seconds, so you had time to get up and see, but today you don't have time for error. And the person who, are you able to see now? People at the back, can I get a raise of hands? Are you able to see the options? All good? Yalla, let's go. Right, so should we start? Yes? All right, let's start. Remember, you have less time. Right, the answer is Chennai, India. Yeah, so we did start in Chennai. And I see 30 people have answered it right. It's just one who said it wrong. So good job, guys. You know where Zoho has started, yeah? So let's take a look at the leaderboard. CR7, Cristiano Ronaldo is leading, yeah? And then we have Aya and Aman. Good job, guys. You're going good. But yes, like I said, it can change anytime. Anyone can come on top anytime. So keep playing. Let's go to the next question. All right. The answer is Sahara. And yes, a good number is for Sahara. So let's take a look at the leaderboard now. I'm sure it changed. See, Moaz is first, yeah? I know Moaz, yeah? Then there is Aya and there is Yasser, right? So it keeps changing. Cristiano Ronaldo is no more here. He's on 5th position, yeah? So anyone can go on top anytime. So make sure you answer as quick as possible, yeah? Let's go to the next question, guys. Come on. Remember, you just have Ashura seconds, just 10 seconds. So make sure you answer as quick as possible. All right, yeah. I'm sure not a lot of you know, but when we initiated, it was AdventNet. Yeah, so it was a small office back in Chennai, south of India, and it was started as AdventNet. 3 people have answered it right. Good bit of research. Now I'm sure the leaderboard is changing. Let's take a look. Yeah, Hassan. Who's Hassan? See, you were nowhere and Hassan is here. All right. So we have Hassan, Yasser, and Moaz. Moaz, you need to buckle up. Yeah. So let's go to the next question. Remember, there is only 10 questions and you only get Ashura seconds. Right. Oh, someone said world without web. Who wants world without web? You? Really? None of the above. Wow, that's a good answer as well. Who said none of the above? Yeah. Good job. I mean, the answer is World Wide Web for sure. Oh, CR7. Cristiano Ronaldo is back to number 3. So good going. Who's CR7? Oh, good job. You're coming up. So it's Hassan, Yasser, and CR7. Let's go. Coca-Cola. Yes, a lot of people did answer Coca-Cola, and that's the first soft drink that was in space. Let's take a look at the leaderboard. I'm excited. Hassan is on top, Yasser is on 2nd, and Aya is on 3rd. Cristiano Ronaldo, you need to buckle up. Yeah? Let's keep going, guys. Let's go to the next question. And Time up. Right. So the China is answer. So which country invented ice cream? China. Yeah, I know New Zealand is cold, so you expect it to create ice creams for sure. Even I would have maybe answered New Zealand. So let's take a look at the leaderboard. I'm sure there is a new person on top. No, it's still Hassan. Hassan, you've been doing well. Hassan, good job. We have Yasser, Aya. How many questions do we have left, Mickey? 3 more? Okay, it's just 3 more questions. So people who are at the bottom, make sure you answer and answer quick. All right, the answer is Canada, and 16 of you have given the right answer. So good job. And let's take it. Oh, Yasser. Yasser, where is Yasser? Good job. So you're on top now. There's Hassan and there is CR7. I don't see Zishan anywhere, so whoever is playing with my name, you're not doing a good job. All right, let's go to the next question. Time up. Yes, it's 32. 21 of you has given it right. None of the above. 4. Why would I ask a question of thieves and mention none of the above? Yeah. So, yeah, the leaderboard, Yasser is still on top. Hassan is second. Khalid. Who's Khalid? Oh, you are on third. See, I'm sure you answered it quick so that you are on top. So, yeah, this is how it works. Until the last question, you don't know who the winner would be, right? So, we have 2 more questions, if I'm not wrong. All right, so 2 more questions. Let's be more competitive. Let's answer as quick as possible. Let's go. All right, this is a learning for me as well. 12. So 12 is the right answer, and it's just 4 of you. So I'm excited for the leaderboard. Oh, okay. So what is the name of our regional Zoho handle on Facebook? You guys know? Please type it out. Yeah? Right, so we have a lot of answers. Let's take a look at the answers. Zoho Mina, Zapier? No. You should have written Zoho. Egypt, Zoho Marketing, Zoho Mia, Zoho Mina is right. Zoho Mina is the right answer. So people who probably don't know, you know it now, right? So you can check out different posts and different contents about Zoho on the Zoho Mina handle. We have our handles in all the social handles, so you can go to Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and search for us and find out more about Zoho Mina as such. Yeah. So thank you for the answers, guys. I didn't show you the leaderboard in the last question because I wanted to be exciting. So now let's take a look at who are our winners, the top 3 guys. So on the 3rd place, we have Khalid. Let's hear it out for Khalid. On 2nd, it's Yasser. Let's hear it for Yasser. And on top, we have Hassan. Good job, Hassan. All right, so I'd like to invite you all on the stage. Yeah, the winners. And I would also like to invite the Business Solutions Manager, Prem, from here, to come in and hand over the gifts to the winners. So on number 3, it is Khalid. Please, Khalid. Let's hear it for Khalid, guys. On number 2, we have Yasser. Let's hear it for Mr. Yasser. And our ultimate winner for today, since we talked about collaboration, this guy is doing both photography and winning quizzes. Good job. It's Hassan. Good job. So before I end for today, I just want to very humbly check who played with my name. Who was it who mentioned it, Zishan? Was it you, Prem? I knew that. All right. Thank you so much, guys. My time's up. Let's continue the workplace session that we have. We have demos and we have case studies to discuss about. So please enjoy your rest of your day and feel free to reach out to us if you need anything. Thank you.
Thank you, Zishan. So I'm going to ask you all a question. Do you want more of the games or do you want the session? Yeah? The session? Zishan, did you hear that? They want the session. Anyway, we don't have a choice here, really, okay? We have to dive back to the product. And can we connect this laptop on screen, please? Okay, so we had a presentation of all the different things Workplace did. I can see that a few of you just entered the room. It's okay if you still missed the presentation. So I'll take you through a small demo of Workplace in action. How the Zoho Workplace apps come together on, a work day, the different ways in which you can communicate and collaborate using it. So this is the home dashboard. For the sake of the demo, I will be handling this account, this demo. So this is how my day within Workplace begins. I log in and this is what I see. I can see everything from my emails to all the different folders, the forum posts, and the click messages that are waiting for me, the files. So this is the hub where everything comes together. So first things first, as I'm remote, I'm here in Egypt, I'm not in India. So I'd like to check in for the day so that my colleagues also know that I'm available. So I come here to click